Welcome back to another board game tier list, everybody. This time we are doing Atlantis Rising. Unfortunately, Atlantis is sinking, and there is nothing that we can do to stop Atlantis from sinking. So in this game, all the players have to work together to help the Atlanteans escape into another dimension, I believe. I think they teleport, etc., whatever we end up using. So this is a co-op game, and we're going to be doing a tier list of the different characters that you can play as. So, S is best, F is worst. So here we go. Might be a little space constrained. We'll have to see how we end up doing this. So, Scholar. During setup before, so each of the different characters have a different ability, and they have two sides, I guess. So there's like the male and female, essentially. So let's do this one first. So during setup before selecting artifacts for the library deck, randomly select one of the artifacts containing the scholar icon. Set that card aside and give it to the scholar for use, aka this person. During play, each Atlantean in the same peninsula as your leader, including leader, may all benefit from this artifact. So there's a bunch of different things that can be. I'm trying to see if I can find one real quick. Such as this. In a wild peninsula, when you roll a 6, you collect the resource you roll again. So this one, I think, can be very solid. Has a lot of use cases. The problem is you randomly select one, which I guess gives it a lot more replayability. I don't know. I think we will put this one. Actually, let me look at a couple of the other ones and just see what else we're dealing with here. Yeah, no, I don't love it. I don't feel like it's good enough to go past B. So I think it's just gonna go to B. So champion, when a tile your leader is on floods, all Atlanteans on that tile may immediately take the action for that tile before returning to the counselor's pool. This is really, really good. At the very least, this would be A tier. Sorry to make it sideways, but I think that's the best way I can do it. So, just as a slight overview, there's all these. I think there's 6 different sections, 6 different like peninsulas, and then one middle section of the island. The outer edges are always better because it's easier to get the resources. The inner sections are harder to get the resources, meaning that you might need to roll 3 here, but you need to roll a 6 if you're on the innermost one. So if you go on the outside one, it's really, really good for you unless so after you assign your people, you have to flip some cards and flood some places. So she makes it so that even if you are in one of the outside regions and they get flooded, all the people on that, all the workers on that can still perform their actions, which is just amazing. She might even be S. We'll have to see if we adjust these afterwards. Emissary, any island tile containing your leader will support an additional Atlantean beyond its maximum capacity. Yeah, so that's one that I think we'll put up with it. We'll do it this way. As long as you can see the name, we'll say that's good. This is one that just feels worse than this. Because I don't think this counts towards like the constructs or whatever they're called. I think this one's gonna go in C tier, unfortunately. Okay, Guardian. When a tile in the same peninsula as your leader is about to be flooded, you may prevent that tile from flooding by returning your leader to the pool without taking its own action. Some people might think that this is really good, and I guess you can build around it. So because you can build around it, I think we'll still leave it in B. I guess my philosophy is that you need, in this game, you need to do things to help you win instead of to stop you from losing. So this helps you win by getting you really good resources. This one helps you stop things from flooding, which gives you more time, but you lose some of the pace. You lose whatever he was going to do, so it's rough. Mystic, when another Atlantean is on the same tile as your leader, when another Atlantean on the same tile as your leader fails their action, you may remove your leader without taking its own action to allow the Atlantean to succeed instead of fail. Ooh. Ooh, I just really don't like it. It's guaranteed value, but things that require you to remove your leader just aren't very good in my opinion. This one's going to go C as well. Explore. When your leader is on a tile in a wild peninsula, the target number for that tile is reduced by 1. Yeah, that's actually really good. That would probably be A tier. Just very, very solid. Priestess. Each Atlantean on a tile with your leader may reroll a single failed roll. Yeah, so this one right here, this one just makes you succeed, but it requires you to... So essentially, how this practically works, the Mystics one, is that if you have 2 or 1 Atlantean and then your leader, if your Atlantean fails, you essentially give up your leader's role in order to make your Atlantean succeed. This right here says that every time they fail, they just get another try. And then the priestess will still get a try as well. So much better. I think this one's going to go A. Some of these people will probably go higher, but we'll see. Artificer, when you place your Atlantean, you may place your leader on an empty placement spot on an unbuilt component. That's what they're called, not constructs. For this round only, that component is available for use by your leader and others. Though following the usual placement restrictions. Yeah, that makes sense. So, very, very good. Yeah, that's just amazing. That's going to be S tier for sure. Some of the abilities on the components are just incredible. I'll do a tier list on those later. Astrologer, you may place your leader and up to 2 other Atlanteans after everyone suffers misfortunes, but before anyone takes actions. So that essentially is even better than I think it's the champion that lets them resolve them immediately. Because this one you can just look at what, after you've drawn all the flood cards and whatever else, the astrologer can place his pieces on the best spots that are left on the board, essentially. So you could argue that that's 2% better, but I think that this is better. So S tier. And then this one is the Aquanaut, aka Seafarer, which I guess I don't know too much about history, so I don't know why they have different names, but they have the same ability. You may place your leader on any flooded tile. That tile is available for use this round by anyone following the usual placement rules. When any tile on that peninsula floods, treat the tile with your leader as though it also flooded. So that lets you capitalize on some things. Sorry, I'm trying to make sense of this. That lets you capitalize even if you've lost a big section of the peninsula, you can still go to the outermost region. But the problem is, if anywhere in that peninsula floods this round, then you would lose your leader and anyone else there. So you can certainly work around this with the mystic barriers, or I guess maybe the guardian. But I don't think I can put it higher than B. I think think B is where it belongs. All right, so reroll single fail. Numbers reduced. Yeah, I think that that's fair. I think that this is our tier list. Sorry for the space constraints. Guess I could have just moved everybody down a little bit, but still we'd have the overlap. But anyways, that's this. I'll do another tier list on this one in a little bit as well. But thanks everybody. Have a great day. Peace and prosperity.